Hello everyone! I hope you're ready for another adventure, because today Wayne continues to read The Fantastic Mr. Fox. Always remember that as we go through these amazing adventures and read these outstanding stories, all you have to do is press the CC button in your YouTube link in order to follow along with the words. Now I think that Bumblebee will be perfect to join us for today's adventure. Now that Bumblebee's here, let's jump in. The Fantastic Mr. Fox, Chapter 13, Bunces' Giant Storehouse. My dear Foxy, cried Badger, what in the world has happened to your tail? Don't talk about it, please, said Mr. Fox. It's a painful subject. They were digging a new tunnel. They dug on in silence. Badger was a great digger, and the tunnel went forward with a terrific pace now that he was lending a paw. Soon they were crouching underneath yet another wooden floor. Mr. Fox grinned slightly, showing sharp white teeth. If I am not mistaken, my dear Badger, he said, we are now underneath the farm which belonged to that nasty little pot-bellied dwarf Bunce. We are, in fact, directly underneath the most interesting part of that farm. Ducks and geese, cried the small foxes, licking their lips juicy, tender ducks and fat geese. Exactly, said Mr. Fox. But how in the world could you know where we are, asked Badger. Mr. Fox grinned again, showing every white teeth. Look, he said, I know my way around these farms blindfolded. For me, it's just as easy below ground as it is above it. He reached high and pushed up one of the floorboards, then another. He poked his head through the gap. Yes, he shouted, jumping onto the room above. I've done it again! I've hit it smack on the nose. Right bullseye, come and take a look. Quickly Badger and the three small foxes scrambled up after him. They stopped and stared. They stood and gaped. They were so overwhelmed they couldn't speak, for what they now saw was a fox's dream, a badger's dream, a paradise for hungry animals. This, my dear old Badger, proclaimed Mr. Fox, is Bunce's mighty storehouse. All his finest stuff is stored in here before he sends it off to market. Against all four walls of the great room, stacked in cupboards piled upon shelves reaching from floor to ceiling, thousands upon thousands of the finest and fattest ducks and geese, plucked and ready for roasting, and above them, dangling from the rafters, there must be at least 100 smoked hams and 50 sides of bacon. Just feast your eyes on that, cried Mr. Fox, dancing up and down. What do you think of it, eh? Pretty good grub. Suddenly, as though springs had been released from their legs, the three hungry small foxes and the ravenously hungry Badger sprang forward to grab the luscious food. Stop, ordered Mrs. Fox. This is my party, and I shall do the choosing. The others fell back, licking their chops. Mr. Fox began prowling around the storehouse, examining the glorious display with an expert eye. A thread of saliva slid down one of the side of his jaw and hung suspended in midair, then snapped. We mustn't overdo it, he said. Mustn't give the game away. Mustn't let them know that what we've been up to. We must be neat and tidy and take just a few of the choicest morsels. So, to start, we shall have 4 plump young ducks. He took them from the shelf. Oh, how lovely and fat they are. No wonder Bunce gets the special price for them at the market. All right, Badger, lend me a hand to get them down. You children can help as well. There we go. Goodness me, look at your mouths are watering. And now I think we better have a few geese. 3 will be quite enough. We'll only take the biggest. Oh my, oh my. You'll never see finer geese than these in the king's kitchen. Gently does it. That's the way. And what about a couple of nice smoked hams? I adore smoked ham, don't you, Badger? Fetch me that stepladder, will you please? Mr. Fox climbed up the ladder and handed out 3 magnificent hams. And do you like bacon, Badger? I'm mad about bacon, cried Badger, dancing with excitement. Let's add a side of bacon. And that big one up there. And carrots, Dad, said the smallest of the 3 foxes. We must take some of the carrots. Don't be a twerp, said Mr. Fox. You know we never eat things like that. It's not for us, Dad. It's for the rabbits. They only eat vegetables. My goodness me, you're right, cried Mr. Fox. What a thoughtful little fellow you are. Take 10 bunches of carrots. Soon, all this lovely loot was lying in a nice heap on the floor. The small foxes crouched close, their noses twitching, their eyes shining like stars. And now, said Mr. Fox, we shall have to borrow from our friend Bunce 2 of those useful push carts over in the corner. He and Badger fetched the push carts, and the ducks and the geese and the hams and the bacon were loaded onto them. Quickly, the push carts were lowered through the hole in the floor. The animals slid down after them. Back in the tunnel, Mr. Fox again pulled the floorboards very carefully into place so that no one could see that they had been moved. My darlings, he said, pointing to 2 of the 3 small foxes, take a cart each and run back as fast as you can to your mother. Give her my love and tell her we are having guests for dinner. The badgers, the moles, the rabbits, and the weasels. Tell her we must have a truly great feast. And tell her the rest of us We'll be home as soon as we've done one more little job." "Yes, Dad, right away, Dad," they answered, and they grabbed a trolley each and went rushing down the tunnel. Oh wow, a lot of really cool things happened with the fantastic Mr. Fox. What do you think, Bumblebee? I like that part too. We'll see you in the next adventure, okay? We'll see you in the next adventure, here with Wayne Reads. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye!